Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave.
Hi everybody, I'm Kitt Nyang'aya and I'm joined by EBBY.
Sorry, menipata kama najikuna kichwa.
EBBY.
Hello.
EBBY.
I like the sound of my own name.
You know, it is the first time we are meeting.
Yes.
But we are always chatting on Instagram.
Yes. Tunaongea maneno. Yeah, we're always talking.
But our energy is so matched.
Yeah, extremely. Like,
that's so interesting.
People would know that we just met like in person for the first time.
My sister told me about you a long time ago.
I love your sister, by the way.
Yeah. She told me there's this babe on Instagram. She reminds me of you, but she has no breaks.
I don't know if I should be offended by this, Tawi, but I will take it as a compliment. I choose.
She literally said that. Those were her exact words. She has no breaks. So EBBY runs a page called The Grace Cup. Follow. It is down below. And she is an outspoken, child-free woman. And she sells the menstrual cup. Yeah? What's it called?
The Grace Cup.
It's called The Grace Cup.
The Grace Cup. Guy, how could I do the Grace Cup?
Today we're going to be talking about child-freeness. As a mom, I'm very, very interested to know. I have some questions to ask. Some of them may come off offensive. I am sorry for all the child-free people watching. I'm sorry, EBBY. But I have some questions. And you also have some questions for me, right? About being a mom, about my life that I have chosen. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy. Make sure to smash a big thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribe. Let's get into it.
See, watch not just subscribe. We see you.
Imagine 46% of these people who watch my videos on a regular are not subscribed.
Only haters.
Okay, EBBY, what is the difference between being childless and being child-free?
Okay. So I'm going to make it to you or to the camera? Both. Okay. So there's child-free and there's childless.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with childless.
Yes.
So childless means you don't have a child.
Yeah.
Because of reasons beyond your control.
Okay.
So you do want a child.
Want a child.
Yes, but because of factors, say infertility, or maybe you haven't found the right partner, or whatever reason, you do not have a kid. Then there's child-free. So there's women like me who we do have the ability.
And men, right?
Yeah. Yes. And
but
men.
And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into
we always focus on women.
Let me not get ahead of myself, because that's what, for me, I'm an African feminist. Yeah. And for me, as a feminist, it always bothers me so much how much we let slide and forgive in men. We crucify women on the cross for. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
So there's child-free, which is both men and women.
Yes.
Actually, also childless can apply to men.
Yeah.
You know, men that
you want a child,
or maybe you haven't found the right woman, that's why you don't have a kid. But I'm speaking in the context of women, because this burden is always on us, as if we make these babies ourselves.
By ourselves.
Yeah, and we don't require any help. So there's child-free. So child-free is women like me who do have the ability to have a child.
Yes.
We could be the right age.
Yes.
We could be financially secure to have a child.
Yes.
Like
mentally, emotionally.
You're in the right spot.
Yeah.
You're in the right spot.
Yeah.
But you deliberately choose not to have kids.
How dare you?
Like this is how I dare.
How can you dare such a thing?
It's the audacity for me.
I need to meet that babe. The audacity to choose a path that is different from the norm. Did you always know that you did not want children?
No, I always wanted kids. Yeah, that's the funny thing.
Oh,
you know,
that's so interesting.
Yeah, the child-free people that knew, someone like Movavi, for example, she knew Movavi Gitao. She knew from when she was 5 years old that she did not want kids.
Okay.
I also have a cousin that's like that. He had told her penny watoto from the beginning.
Right.
Then there are women like me who I knew I wanted 3 kids actually. I even had names for them.
So you wanted 3 kids,
2 boys and 1 girl.
Okay.
So 1 would be adopted, and the 2 would be twins.
Okay.
I mean, I'd even planned it.
Do you have twins in your lineage?
No.
Okay.
But squeeze, with technology, it is
very easy.
Hello, morning. It's very easy. So I think my plan was to get pregnant at 29 and then get into my 30s as a mother.
Okay.
That was the plan.
Okay.
But then around me, many of my friends started having kids and things like that.
Yes.
And I really thank God for my friends because they are always very open when it comes to what it means to be a mom.
Yes.
So they may not come online and say it, but then when you sit down and you have like a heart to heart, they're like, why Ebby? Kitu kama hujaji prepare.
Right.
Usiingie huku ndani kwanza. And they're not saying it so that they can scare you.
No.
They're just telling you because they were not prepared and they don't want their sister to also not be prepared. Yeah.
They were not prepared.
Yes. And the preparedness comes even to a friend of mine, when she was having her first kid at 23, she didn't even know that the doctor has to come in and like do the, measuring, what is it called?
The cervix.
Yes, before you give birth.
Oh, she didn't know that.
She didn't. That's how not prepared she was.
Honey.
So she's seated there. Then this old doctor comes in with these young doctors because they're doing, I think they were like students or whatever. It's like
it is in fact it is a teaching hospital.
Yes. So she's like this. I will not mention which hospital, but she's like this Mbaba just comes in, no gloves, nothing.
Yeah.
And then my friend is in labor, so she's in pain and everything. This is like
separate your legs,
put in the fingers in front of all those other students.
Oh my God.
And then Akashika, this one is not ready. Let's go to the next one. And she had no idea.
That's vile.
Yes. And she had no idea that she was supposed to expect that.
Oh,
and that's why it took her such a long time to even accept a cup. Even for her to have sex again. She was traumatized by that.
Yes.
And she was like, women really need to know what to expect.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. That is very unfortunate.
So bad.
And I hate that for us.
Yeah. That's a violation.
I really hate that for us.
Especially at such a vulnerable place where you're in the middle of giving birth.
I don't even want to get into the maternal health of black women. It's ridiculous. Like the health industry as a whole considers black women stronger, more resilient, and so do not need as much care, which is very unfortunate.
And the irony is, they say they love children, but then why don't you treat the mother, the mother of that child?
It's never about children.
Yeah.
No, it's
because
not about
women
children.
should not be paying 100,000 to deliver. Why are they paying all that money? Since you so love children, why are you burdening women with hospital bills and they have to pay for what?
It's so true. Like we are both activists, so we shall veer off a lot, but bear with us. We're not sorry. Bear with us.
Let's go back.
Right, yeah, so that's child-free. You chose not to have children because of watching your friends' kind of experiences.
That was one thing.
Yes.
But what made me actually realize that I don't want it is one, I had to sit with myself.
Okay. So you held a meeting, you called a meeting, you put it in the Google meetings. Actually, you called yourself.
It didn't even start with the kids. It started with religion. I started questioning, like after 25 you start asking some very deep questions about yourself. And then I was like, why am I religious?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Why am I religious?
Why am I religious?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why am I religious? Like
questions very many of us never ask, by the way.
So I realized I'm Christian because I was born into a Christian family.
Yes.
If I was born into a Muslim family, I'd probably be Amina right now.
Do you know, that's so funny that you should say that, because one time as a cousin of mine, much younger, was also dealing with the same thing, and she asked me that. And I said, I'm Christian because I was born into a Christian family.
Yeah.
That's it. If I was born into a Muslim family, I would be Muslim. That said, I have absolutely no belief that there is a difference in religions. I feel like all the religions are the same.
They're all good, they're all bad.
They're all good, they're all bad. I choose to believe what I believe because I choose to believe what I believe. Period. And I never have to justify my belief or lack of belief to anybody. It's not between me and
other people. Yeah. It's between you and your God, whoever you're serving.
And even you want to serve the books, serve it. You want to serve cows,
do it, man.
You want to serve whatever it is that you're serving, do you. If you're not hurting anybody.
Exactly. Exactly. So after that, after I discovered I'm only a Christian because I was born to a Christian family, I was like, yeah, but I want to choose my own path.
You wanted to.
So doing a bit of
exercise, self-expression.
Yeah, and I tried different religions and I read different books and different whatever. But then I just realized, but they're all the same.
They're all the same.
Why are we? So I just decided I don't prescribe to a particular religion. So I'm not Christian, I'm not Muslim, I'm spiritual. Okay. So I do believe in a higher power. Yes. Don't get me wrong. Yes. I do believe that there's a power that is greater than us, but it will not be confined in a particular building.
It cannot. Let me tell you, cannot.
Yeah. It can't be and then there's a dedicated day and every Sunday I have to put on my suit. And then why can't I do it on Wednesday?
You can do it on Wednesday naked in your bathtub.
Yeah, exactly. I can even do it while watching my TV, you know. So after that, that's when I started questioning. So after that I let go. Before that I let go of society. So I told myself
how does that mean? What does that mean?
So I said I will not put any burdens or societal expectations of me on me. So I will not burden myself with that. So for example, society is expecting, oh, you're 34, so you should be married, you should have a job, you should have this, you should have that, you should want this. But then I'm like, but what if I don't want that? You know, all those things that society wants.
So is it like you're asking yourself, what do I want?
Yes, exactly.
On every single step.
Yes. Okay. But the decision that I'm making will not be based off religion, off of culture, or off of society. Yeah. These will be decisions made by EBBY for EBBY. So these are tailor-made decisions.
I get it. How do you divorce yourself from that? Because everything
takes time.
It's
oh my God.
And because everything that we know, it is because of all this influence.
Yes.
So to be able to sit down and keep asking yourself and keep questioning and keep asking yourself, is this for me? Is this for me? Is this for me? It takes a lot of practice.
It's your identity, basically. It's like someone coming to you right now and tells you, but your name is not Kitt. Yeah. Your name is actually Mary. Yeah. Do you know how confused
you'd be? Like, wait, what?
No, but I am Kitt. What? I don't. All my life.
How? If I'm not Kitt, who am I?
Yeah. So that's kind of the investigation that I had to do with myself. Okay. And be like, who am I? Without culture, without society, without religion. Who are you, Kitt? Who are you without all of those things? When nani?
I'm a fun-loving, woman-loving feminist.
Yes. That's now what I'm talking about. That's an answer that comes from you.
That's not
based off what other people say about you. It's based on what you know about yourself.
What I know about myself.
Exactly. So after that, that's when I started questioning Imanenoyawatui. I'm like, EBBY, but do you really want kids?
Right, okay.
Or does society tell you to want kids because you're a woman? Okay. So again, that was a whole other journey. It took me more than 2 years to actually decide. Because again, I have always wanted kids. Yeah. And now I'm sat in this position where I'm like, EBBY,
why?
Wait. Why do you want kids?
Why do you want kids? Why do you want kids?
Why do you want kids, baby girl?
Yes.
And I'm like, yes. I don't know. I guess society is expected, but you remember, I've already let go of society. So now I don't have an answer because I've already let go of society.
Now I don't have an answer. Yeah. That's loud.
I don't have an answer.
That's loud. Are you guys feeling like the volume is fine, or do we need to reduce? Like, that's loud. If you ask yourself, if I'm not influenced by society culture, religion, why do I want this thing?
Yes, that's the question. Take all that away, then ask yourself that question.
What's the benefit of that, EBBY? Because society is where I live.
Yes.
I am a part of this society. Yes. What is the benefit of asking myself that question outside of society? The benefit. What did you find for you?
Yes. The benefit of asking that question is, I finally met EBBY.
Oh my God! I met me. Finally
I met me. It's like you're buried underneath all these things, and now you like have to swim and come up. And
I have a friend. She is 30. I don't even know how 30. Anyway, I have a friend. Yeah. She says she has no hobbies because she has never taken the time to figure out what she likes. And you saying that has hit me like boom, it has hit me hard.
Yeah. Because you know, when you remove all those other things, who are you? That's the question.
Have you guys seen my live? Where last did you see yourself?
No, I didn't see that one. What are you talking about?
Women, when we get into a relationship or get children, we put ourselves down somewhere and forget where we put ourselves. Now we'll be looking for ourselves for years. Who am I without Martin? Who am I without the kids?
Yeah.
We forget. I have absolutely no hobbies. I'm saying this like an example because me personally, I know exactly where I left myself. I'm here with me. You know, but we forget. And what you've said has like boom. It's tough. You met yourself.
Yeah, I met. And
how old were you when you met yourself?
By the time I was deciding this, by the time all this was coming in, I was now getting into my 30s.
Okay.
By the time I was doing all this self-discovery.
Yes.
And I still remember the actual point, because I've been thinking about it for a while, but then I still remember the actual point where I actually said, okay, that's it, I'm child-free. I had just come from Cape Town, because I was living in Cape Town for 6 years.
Yes.
So I'd come in to start the Grace Cup. That was back in 2017.
Yes.
Then I was dating this other Dutch guy.
Yes.
Then he was like, could you come back again to Cape Town so that we can meet, blah, blah.
Yes.
So I remember we went back, we had this beautiful Airbnb.
Yeah.
It was in a place called Hamana. So
Yes.
it's like, it's the view of the ocean and the mountains at the same time. And I remember it was around 10 in the morning. We're just chilling in bed, cuddling, everything.
Yeah.
And we had this whole view.
Yeah.
And I remember asking, because he already has a child with another woman.
Yes.
So I remember asking him, I'm like, do you think if we had a child, do you think we'd just be laying in bed like this, just enjoying this view?
Yes.
And he goes, oh, hell no.
Because
like,
he has had the experience.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like the kid will be running around, you have to like change diapers, do whatever.
Yes.
And I remember I was facing this side looking at him. And I looked at him, and then, so he kind of represented family and children and all that.
Okay.
And then I remember turning my head and then looking at this beautiful, gorgeous view that I had. And at that point, I decided, I want that.
That's actually for me.
That's what I want. I don't want
not this.
Yeah. That's the point I actually decided. That's the point I actually decided. And actually the funny thing was, I did a vlog when I was in Kitt that time. And every time I watch that video, I'm like, this is the day. But
is the vlog still there?
Yeah, it's still up. I'll send you a link. It's still up. But then the funny thing was when that was not the first time I actually said it. So I knew I wanted to be child-free. Yes. But I did not, I was still very afraid to tell anyone. So it took me about another, I don't know, 1.5 or maybe 2 years to actually say it. Because I was like, if I say it, then I'm bringing it to life. You know?
And I kind of want to still kind of give myself the option in deciding in my mind.
I'm not sure. But I want, you know, I'm not sure.
And then as women as well, you know, we're not really socialized to be to put a boundary and then just stand at the boundary. We're kind of,
are you in or you out?
We give instructions as a question. Do you think it would be good? Do you feel like you should sweep the house?
Yeah.
Rather than sweep the house?
Yes.
Because if you say sweep the house, you're rude.
Yeah. So actually the first person that I talked to was my brother and my sister-in-law.
Yes.
I remember we were having like lunch, and then because I wanted to see what they would say.
Soft lunch.
Yeah, my soft lunch. That's the word. It was a soft lunch. And I was like, you know what, guys? I've been thinking, I never want to have kids. Then my sister-in-law is like, oh yeah, you don't have to have them now. You can have them later. I'm like, no, I mean like ever in life. Ever. And then, you know, my brother is always neutral. My brother does not care what you do in your life. As long as you're not hurting anyone, we just enjoy. So my next test was to my grandparents. So that was my soft launch.
Okay.
So now the hard launch. Because I know with my grandma is the type attack you by me, you know.
Okay.
So
being feminine, there's a structure. There's a structure of womanhood for her.
So she's very conservative.
Okay.
So I knew she would be my next test before I actually tell my parents.
And tell me that story, and let me ask this question, and then you tell me the story, and you don't have to answer the question now. Yeah. Why did you feel like you needed to report or tell people about your decision?
Because I knew the questions had already started on Utazalini. You know, those Utazalini questions. And I'm like, actually kunisumbua na hizo maswali.
So it was not even when you got married?
No.
When will you marry? When will you marry?
Watoto, tunataka wajukuu. Watoto. And I'm like, I'm tired of answering this question and making excuses.
Wow.
Women, even child-free women, even right now, there's so many that I meet and are like, thank you for giving me a voice, because I now want to tell people that I'm actually child-free and stop asking me these questions. You know, because sometimes when you avoid the question, people just automatically assume kona shida. Umbi yako kona shida, that's why you don't want kids. You know,
I'm not defective. It is my choice.
Yeah.
So tell me about your grandmother.
So I told my grandma, and then she was like, but you must have kids.
That is not acceptable.
No.
The answer is no.
Yeah. You must have kids. And then I'm like, then she's like, of course, there's what if you change your mind?
Yeah.
I'm like, if I change my mind, I can always adopt.
Well and good.
Woohoo! Watch out, my grandma. Anti adoption. Na kikuwa ni mchawi. Kama ni mchawi. What do you? Then I'm like, mami, mtoto ni mtoto. Maneno ya adoption hapana.
So I don't want the issue of you being child-free. I also don't want the issue of you
want from your
carry
belly,
the child in
from your belly
body.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
People are invested in your body.
Oh, so much.
It's not only you.
So much.
Strangers on the internet, and we're going to get into that. Strangers on the internet feel personally offended.
Exactly.
That you don't want children.
And then I'm like, hey, ask yourself, kids, if there's a random woman in Kiambu right now that says she does not want kids, how does her decision affect your life?
In any way, shape or form.
Imepunguza bei ya unga.
Fuel.
Yeah, fuel.
Because I'm really feeling the fuel pinch.
Yeah. Na bei ya mafuta ya kupika. Fresh fry. Imepanda bei because baby is not having a child.
Fresh fry.
Fresh fry imepanda bei because baby does not want a child. How have I affected your life? That's the question. How has EBBY affected your life personally? Because she does not want to bear a baby.
How have you affected my life?
That's the question.
Because you don't want a baby. Because the hate you receive online is something to be investigated. It is something for people to look at. People say, and I'm going to say some of them here, and then we just investigate. Yeah, you're selfish.
I get that a lot.
So for me, that your selfish comment has always caught me off guard, because I'm like, are there children lined up somewhere waiting for me to pick one, and me not picking one is selfish of me?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it you're putting your body first? You're putting what is it? Your mental health first? What is it?
And I'm always like, that's on your selfish question.
Yes.
I'm always like, I'm like, okay, fine, I am selfish.
Yes.
Let's just assume that I am selfish.
Yes.
I'm like, then give me a reason why you have children that is not
selfish.
Go. Because with every reason that you'll give, it's based on you. It cannot be based on a baby that does not exist. How can you be selfish on a child that does not exist? The reason is you continue the human race. To continue the human race. Tuko watu wangapi kwa hii Kenya?
40 million.
I got another comment. Yeah. Someone, hey, it was so hilarious. She was like, "Ati you're afraid of underpopulation in Kenya?"
Yeah.
In Kenya penye watu wanaishi kwa ghorofa za mabati.
Yeah.
You want to say we are underpopulation?
Yeah.
Is that your main concern?
That your main concern?
That tuko watu kidogo.
Yeah, we'll die and then there'll be nobody continuing.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the other question is, what if everybody thinks like you? I'm like, it's going to be impossible.
That's impossible. That's actually impossible. But I have always wanted children.
Yeah.
And then when I grew up, I got a husband, I had children.
Yes.
I've always wanted children.
And there's millions of women like you.
Millions.
That want kids.
Millions.
So you should never be worried that there'll be underpopulation. Like, don't be worried. There are women like Kitt that are still willing to carry baby, to carry two. Yes. I carried the first one. I was like, what the hell was that? Yeah. And then I did it again. Yeah. Yeah. Ata Vera meza juicy. So don't worry.
There's people willing to have children.
Yes.
Many.
Don't be concerned about that.
And I have, and then there's countless women, and I can't stress this enough, who have a baby and regret it.
Oh, so many. So many.
Sad AF.
Do you know there's literally a Facebook page called I Regret Having Kids?
That's very sad. That's very sad. And imagine the kind of pressure that we live under. You have a baby, you regret it, and then you have a second one.
Yeah. Like, what were you thinking? I know. But then, to some extent,
Imagine
I don't blame the women.
No, I never blame it. I feel so sad. How sad is that? That's the pressure we live under.
And then, the older I get, the more I realize, most, especially right now in Kenya, most women that have kids, especially at a very young age, it was not planned. Well, did you no. It's not like they sat down with their boyfriend and
thought, like, let us have a child, let's have a baby.
Most of them did not plan for it. And that's why the abortion debate comes in. Because the fact that you, for example, were both pregnant, we both did not plan for this pregnancy. You chose to keep your baby, which is fine. I chose to abort mine. Then society comes in and tells you, now Kitt, you're the better person. Because you've kept yours. Even though this other woman, now I'm not saying it's you, but I'm just using even though you don't have the money, you don't have the job, you don't have your husband to support you, you don't have anything. That society will gas you up.
I am the better person.
You're the better person, and I am a murderer.
You are. And you know you are. Because it is never about babies. It has never been about babies. That is the excuse everybody uses on this abortion debate. It has never been. It has always been about controlling what women do with their bodies. Period. End of story. We are done.
And I have another conspiracy theory that I heard somewhere. There are like governments everywhere, not just in Kenya. They want to get women pregnant as early as possible, so that they do not pursue an education.
Oh man.
With no higher education. Most women you're having a kid at 21, 22, you'll be too busy looking for a job to feed your child because you're not, and that's why also men are not really punished in this country when they don't provide for their kids.
And you know, there are countries where they have the baby, give the guy, and live their life. Just the same way here, you have a baby with a woman and you never see that child again. There's countries where they do that. I'm gotten pregnant. I'm 17, I'm 18, whatever it is, give it to the dad. I give it to the dad's family. I don't care. Whoever who wants to take care of the baby, I live my life.
Some people do it here in Kenya, but they are always victimized. Women are told, haupendi mtoto wako. Utabebaje mtoto for 9 months. And then you just leave it to the dad. Whomsta are you? And I'm like, but baba ni mzazi. A dad is a father, is a parent as well. Like,
and our main, and I know we have digressed. We will come back, I promise. And our main issue is how we bring up boys. We don't. You do you. I'm going to focus here on the daughters. We don't bring up boys, so we don't trust men.
We don't.
So you're not bringing up a boy, you don't trust men. You're not bringing up a boy, and the cycle continues and continues. Now let's come back. The next thing I hear is you're a lesbian. Because if you don't want children, it means you don't love men. Do you understand? And I wanna, where are we? Like,
people have gotten that lesbian thing so much as if it's an insult.
It's an insult.
Most of the time I'm like, okay, I am a lesbian.
Next.
And then what? What's your next point?
Next,
I'm a lesbian. Okay, so what's your next point?
And then,
like these days,
lesbians have babies,
Yes, of course. So these days, and that's the other point about, at that point you're lesbian. That's the thing about parents as well. I keep telling parents put so much of their personal expectations on their kids that they don't let their kids become who they are.
Why are you shouting at
They don't. You guys, you don't shouting at and that's why I keep saying, your child is not your mini you.
No!
You're just a vessel that was used to bring this child to this earth.
And
this child can become whatever they want.
Children come through you, not from you.
That's good.
They come through you and they go into the world.
I watched, I don't know if you watched The Sopranos, but one of my favorite quotes, Tony said, mothers are like a vehicle that is used to transport, to bring you into this world, But then the problem is, some people, instead of, the mother is the vehicle that brings you, and then it goes away. It goes away to other trips and whatever. But then the problem is, the child is always following after this bus. Always trying to get back into this bus. That shouldn't be the point. The mother is only a vessel. That's it, to guide you for a few years, and then you go do your own thing. So now as a mother, and women do this, especially African women, they do this a lot subconsciously. They're not doing it from a bad or whatever. They're like, you're a woman. Like my mom would always ask me, unafua nguo hivi? Utakuwa unafulia watoto wako hivyo? Or unapika ugali hivi? Wanako utakuwa unampikia ugali mbichi?
Because why are you here? Why are you here on planet Earth? Answer, Abby, answer correctly.
To serve a man. because and to have babies, that is my job.
You as Abby, you are not valuable to us in any way, shape or form. Your only value is based on how you bring value to others.
Yeah, and that's why it was very important for me to discover who Abby was, for me to know who I am. You see,
lesbian or not.
and then my point was, see, when you start teaching your daughter, you start telling Kendi such things, what you're assuming about her are three things, which might not necessarily be true. One,
and let's bring it home. What I'm assuming about my 7-year-old.
Yes. So one, you're assuming that your daughter wants to be a mother.
That is one.
Which may not be correct.
Yeah.
You're assuming your daughter wants to be married.
Yes.
Which may not be correct.
Yeah.
And the third one, which is also very important, you're assuming that your daughter wants to get married to a man. You know. So what happens when this woman grows up and becomes a child-free lesbian? What happens now?
Now your world is crushed. Because all my hopes and dreams are on Kendi. A life maybe I have not lived, Kendi will live.
Yeah.
I will live vicariously through her.
Yeah. And then now you're putting all your disappointment on a child.
On a 7-year-old.
That never chose that. Because now she's older. Now
you know she didn't choose me.
Exactly.
I chose her.
You chose her.
I chose Kendi.
Yeah.
She didn't choose me. Yeah. She's stuck with me.
You're not the mom.
She's stuck with me. And she's stuck with Martin.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you want to put all your hopes and dreams on her. That may not necessarily be the thing. I have this other lady on my inbox and she's like, my dad built this company for me and my brother.
Yeah.
And now they're both old and they don't want anything to do with that company.
Imagine.
And the dad is like, but I was doing all this for you.
I was doing all this for you.
Why don't you take over the business?
I was doing all this for you.
But dad, we are not interested in this business. You are doing it for yourself so that you can feed us, your children.
You are doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing it for yourself. And everything we do, honestly, like I'm doing it so that I can feel good about myself. It's
even
not,
having kids.
It's for you. It's for me.
It was never.
It's not for the kids.
It's for you.
It's for me. The life that I offer them, it's for me. It's for me. Yeah. They benefit, but I'm doing it for myself, so I can feel like a good parent. Yes.
A responsible parent.
A responsible parent. The school that I put them in, the food that I give them. Yeah. I'm a responsible parent.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's for your own gratification.
It is me.
Yeah.
It is me. Yeah. And that's kind of the realization that people never get to. And you feel like you bringing children into the world is a selfless act. And the way you raise them is selfless. And then you are Mother Teresa on the cross. You are Mother Teresa on the cross.
Yeah. And I hate it when people say, being a mother is a sacrifice. Hello.
Honestly,
it is not. How can something be a sacrifice yet you chose it?
Honestly,
how is it a sacrifice?
Being a mother is not a sacrifice. People choose how to mother. And some people are heavy and I'm really struggling mothers, and some people are Kitt.
Yes.
You know, structures and routines, and I'm Kitt by myself, and then all these, like, I'm a mother second, I'm a wife, you know, as in all these things are second after me.
Yeah. And that's also what I usually tell women. I'm like, just what we were talking about before, like you're number one.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you one thing.
That's very difficult.
A man will never.
A man is always number one.
A man is number one in his life.
A man is always number one. Wow.
A man will put his career, his career, himself, his career, his kids, his mom, and probably then the wife and the clannies. You know. But then women, my husband, my children.
Yeah.
But they never think, what about me?
Yeah.
Because and I keep telling everyone, you're number one.
You're number one.
Because no one will ever put you as number one on their own list. No one will put you as number one.
They just don't.
Everyone is number one on their own list.
Yeah.
Even so you come second, third, whatever. So if you're not putting yourself as number one, then who's taking care of you?
Nobody. God. And God for us all.
Every woman for herself, God for us all. God for us all.
But Abby, who will take care of you in your old age?
Let me ask. Okay, I know you see your mom like every 2 minutes, but
I was just with her.
Yes. But let's talk about people that their mothers are living in Ushago or whatever.
Yeah.
I always ask them, when was the last time you saw your parents?
Yes.
Not for holidays.
No.
Not for like a family emergency. You are just like
I'm going to go see mom. I'm going to carry food. I'm going to do this, that, and the others.
When was the last time you saw your mom? And it was not an emergency or anything?
No.
So who's taking care of her right now? You don't even know what, personally me, I don't even know what my mom had for breakfast today. I don't.
Actually, me neither.
I don't know what she had for breakfast. You know, and also that's a very selfish question.
I mean, we do selfish things.
Yeah, because if you're saying who will take care of you, what you're saying is I am expecting my child
children
to take care of me when I'm old. Children that did not apply to come here in the first place.
No, you have children so that you can send them.
Yeah,
you can.
Someone actually asked me that. Utatuma nani kwa duka?
Imagine.
I'm like, am I giving birth to a slave?
Yeah, you are.
Am I giving birth to a slave?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And can you imagine how unfair it is? Because when you're old, say when you're 80,
yes,
and you want your child to take care of you,
yeah,
your child is probably say
60,
or your child is by then to say maybe their child is 30.
No, 60.
By the time you're 80.
By the time you're 80, your child is 60 or 55.
Yes. Yes. There's that.
Yes.
Then let's assume you're now say 50.
Yeah.
And your child is 25.
Yeah.
At 25, your child is ndio ameanza maisha.
Bas.
They want to date, they want to travel,
yes,
they want to enjoy life.
Yeah.
They're probably earning their first salary, which is not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And now you want this 25-year-old to be sending you 10,000 to be paying your rent.
Yes.
As who?
As my child. As my child.
For what?
For my upkeep. For what? For bringing you into the world and taking care of you.
And you know, but assuming by the time you're giving birth to your child, you're 25, assuming.
Yes.
It means you had a 25-year head start.
Yes, you did.
25.
Yeah.
And now you're expecting this little boy
I have put you through
to build you a house.
Yes.
Hey.
I have put you through school. I have, you know, all of the hashtag sarcasm.
Yes.
I don't know if you
are not
guys. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you're there.
Yeah.
But that's how we are. Parents are like that.
Yeah. And I hate it when they say, Ati, I sacrifice my career. I sacrifice all my money
to take you
to school. By the time you're giving birth to this child,
asked you?
See, you knew there was going to be school fees. Ama, is this a surprise? That now you have to pay school fees? Is it a surprise? And but school fees is expensive. When was it ever cheap?
When was it cheap?
When was school fees ever cheap?
It's never been cheap.
And that's why I so hate it. And I was having this back and forth with people on Facebook the other day, because I'm like, I hate it when parents parade their kids on the street with placards saying nisaidie na school fees, help me with school fees, blah blah. I'm like, if you want to beg, go and beg yourself. Sawa, hakuna mtu anakaza kwenda kubeg. But you cannot be standing there with a child that help me. Do you know how humiliating that is for that kid? That kid is going to go to that boarding school. Everyone has seen that photo, especially the other one when you're ameenda na kuku. Unaendaje na kuku? How? And then you say, that is all I have. And you have nothing else except for a chicken. You knew your child was going to Form 1. Cindy, was it a surprise that your child is going to Form 1?
I honestly feel that there should be a financial cap. Like, if you can't afford children, there's a way that you need to not have children. Or maybe have one child. And then see how it goes. See how it goes. Because if you can't afford to give them a life.
And then let me ask you one question. All these kids that you see paraded on the streets looking for school fees, you never see their dad standing there.
Oh, honey, why are you shouting?
It's always the mother and the child. I'm like, the next time you ask me to help you with the school fees, stand there with your husband. Don't stand there with the child. The child had nothing to do with this. Stand there, man and wife, say, Sisi, come up, bibi na bwana, tumeshindwa kulipa school fees, tusaidieni. But do not parade your child there on the internet. Shame on you. I hate it. I hate it when I see that. I hate it.
I mean, that is the bombshell. That's
so humiliating.
It's very humiliating.
It hurts my soul every time I see it, to be honest. I'm like, this child did not ask for this.
No,
you're going to put this child through a lifetime of bullying in that school where you're fighting so hard
because of your own selfish needs. Yeah. It's very difficult for us to think about child-freeness. It's very difficult for us to shift our mentality because of years of you should have children,
you should have children,
you should have children. What would you recommend for somebody who doesn't know if they're child-free or not? What would you tell a babe? Because I mostly talk to women. What would you tell them about
being child-free?
Yes.
There's so many that also get to like, I don't know if I'm child-free or not, I don't know if I want kids or not.
Yeah.
And my answer is always, if you're not sure that you want kids, don't have. That doesn't mean you're child-free.
Don't have kids.
Maybe you'll have them later on. But for now, if you're absolutely, for you to have a child, please be 100% sure. Yeah. And don't do it because your man has said,
no.
do it because you want it. You feel like, hey, I am 22 and I am ready to have a child.
Yeah.
And this child I will raise whether or not the father decides to be in this life.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you really, really love the person and you want to have a child for the person, make sure that it is very clear that the child is the person's.
Yes.
And not yours. Okay?
But
I will actually put my body through this for you because of my love for you.
Yeah.
The child is yours. If we ever break up,
you're having it. And please put it in writing.
And put it in writing.
No more takuruka. Put it in writing.
Honestly, the child is
you
yours.
want a child? Nitakuzalia.
I will put my body through that for you.
Yeah. But to be honest, personally, I would never. I got pregnant once and I was like, that was the worst experience of my life.
It was bad.
They're like, you're just saying that you don't like kids because you've never been pregnant.
Okay.
And I think my abortion actually cemented everything for me. And that's why, imagine 3 months, exactly 3 months after my abortion, I tied my tubes.
Right. You are like, I never want to go through that again. And me myself personally, I am child free.
Yeah. Yes. Because there was always, my gynae was like, why don't you just put in a coil? Like an IUD is like for 10 years.
Yeah.
As you think about it.
Yeah.
I'm actually
good. I'm actually good.
I'm like, why? And then the question is, why tie your tubes? We just use an IUD. I'm like, using an IUD is like leaving the door ajar.
Yes, you are.
So it's like you're leaving a chance. You're leaving a chance.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, but if I want the door closed,
I'm sure.
Why do I leave it ajar?
Yeah, you know, women are never sure about anything. Eh?
I told
women
you I
are
know
never
who
sure. It is men who know who they are. Women are.
And then the question is, oh, you're single.
Yeah.
And then if you try to, what if your husband wants a child?
Yeah. Me personally, I don't want a child. Me personally, I don't.
I have not stopped you from giving birth. Go and give birth yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, like Ebby, this conversation has been eye-opening and it has really, I love that you came on and that you said your truth and I just love it. I love it. Me as a mom, as somebody who has always wanted children, I admire how you are because you know yourself, and I always love to hang out with women who know themselves because I know that there's never going to be any kind of negative feeling because I know myself, and women who don't know themselves find me not easy to be around.
Or aggressive. Or
I get that
all the time.
And I understand. And I appreciate. And I acknowledge. And I sympathize. Yeah. But being with you is very easy. And so thank you for being on my channel. Guys, if you want me to shoot another one with this person, we can talk about all other things.
When you're Mombasa, please.
I'll come to Mombasa.
Oh yeah, come.
I will come to Mombasa. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you want a part 2, comment. I hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time. Bye.
Oh man, I still go.